Hi guys, have you ever thought that maintaining your car is costly? Or maybe you're considering of buying a new car in the near 5 years? Well, maybe you should consider to buy the electric cars or the EV vehicle. An electric car is a car that is propelled by one or more electric motors powered by the rechargeable batteries. Compared to the internal combustion engine ICE vehicle, electric car don't have a loud exhaust sound and lower emission in overall. As per 2020, in United States, the total cost of ownership of recent EVs vehicle are cheaper than the equivalent ICE cars. This is mainly due to the lower fueling and maintenance costs. Charging an electric car can be done at variety charging station or even installed at home. Did you know that the first successful electric car were made around 1890s by William Morrison? His 6-passenger vehicle can reach a top speed of 14 miles per hour, which was a little more than an electric-fired wagon at that time. Since then, the interest of electric car will increase. So, by now, we know that the main difference between the electric vehicle and the internal combustion engine vehicle are their power resources. Electric cars were powered by batteries, while the internal combustion engine were powered by natural gases. So, why are the natural gases are not suitable anymore? Firstly, natural gases are non-renewable resource. As with other fossil, it will eventually run out. Secondly, natural gas emits greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide. This can lead to climate change and even global warming. Then, natural gas can be difficult to harness. To use the natural gas, all of the components except methane need to be extracted. Lastly, the storage required for natural gases are quite high in demand.
Objective of the usage of electric cars. Electric cars has the potential to replace most of the fuels with electricity from the grid. This makes the electric car an interesting option for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and local air pollutants, as well as energy dependence without sacrificing performance. However, how large fuel reduction that could be expected from electric cars strongly depends on the battery range and driving and charging pattern. To maximize fuel reduction, battery capacity should be designed to reach a high share of electric driving. Car owners could be more interested in reaching a low total cost of ownership, while manufacturers might focus on a battery range that suits as many potential buyers as possible. In this study, we analyzed how electric cars can replace fuel-based cars.
So, there are several methods to increase the usage of electric car instead of using the fuel-based car. Firstly, the government can give buyers bigger tax breaks and significantly increase the funding for battery research. This is because more effective and cheaper battery would make electric car more marketable. Secondly, the government need to expand the limited number of plug-in stations. This is because electric cars still require power and most people don't have the access to the off-grid or renewable energy. So that need to be changed to make electric car environmental sustainable.
In this part of the video, we'll be looking at the significance of the methods that were stated previously. First of all, the significance of a tax break. When the government decides to implement a tax break, it automatically sets the price of electrical vehicles to a lower price. And when this happens, it prompts or encourages people to buy electrical vehicles as it is held at a lower price. Nextly, the significance of a greater funding research. When the government decides to place a greater funding for research, the researchers are able to create a battery with maximum performance, highest durability, increased efficiency with the provide resources and time. When this situation happens, the customers or the people do not have to worry about the battery's longevity as it is made with the most technologically advanced materials. Last but not least, the significance of increased charging stations. When we talk about the increase in charging stations around neighborhoods such as workplaces or even shopping malls, it provides the trust and the confidence of the drivers or of the users to use EV cars because they do not have to worry about the lack of electrical charging stations amongst their neighborhood. And with that being said, that concludes the significance of the methods that were stated previously.
Next, there are numerous advantages of using the electric cars. The first point is electric cars are better for the environment compared to the fuel car. The reason is because fully electric vehicles which are not hybrid do not use any exhaust system. Exhaust gas, which are so-called as terrible trio of automotive pollutants, which are carbon monoxide, unburned fuels, and nitrogen oxide, can be very harmful to the environment. Electric cars have zero emission. Hence, without pumping any fumes into the atmosphere like gas engines do, electric car can help achieve cleaner air as well as fewer greenhouse gases. The next point I want to highlight here is electricity can be a renewable resource compared to gasoline, which is non-renewable. Electric cars can be powered naturally with renewable resources like solar, wind, and water power. Gasoline, however, is created using oil, which is a natural resource and yet not renewable. Furthermore, electric cars require less expensive and less frequent maintenance. Without the use of a gas engine, electric cars don't need oil. That means no more oil changes. Also, you might not need any other maintenance and repairs associated with a traditional gas engine when using the electric cars. In conclusion to our presentation, we believe that electric cars can make a real huge difference in the future. Electric cars provide more than just individual benefit as it can help the world have a greater diversity of fuel choices available for transportation. Let's take an example as the US used nearly 9 billion barrels of petroleum in 2020. 2/3 of them went towards transportation. Our reliance on petroleum makes us vulnerable to price spikes and supply disruption. Electric cars help reduce this threat because almost all the world's electricity is produced from domestic sources, including coal, nuclear, and renewable sources. Electricity for electric cars can also come from cleaner sources of electricity such as wind, solar, and hydro as an example. The usage of electric cars in the future is highly recommended compared to a fuel-based car. That is all from us. Thank you very much.